We'll call the meeting to order of this Board of Adjustment, July 14th. Roll call, notice all members are present with the exception of Mr. Bush. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move down to our standard motions. We have the June 9th, 2025 minutes. Is there any discussion or changes to the minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we accept the minutes as printed.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bren. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Ernst. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Let's take the vote. Mr. Brand?
Aye.
Mr. Ernst?
Aye.
Mr. Burke?
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. That will move on to our regular agenda. We have one item on this agenda. It's 275 Palm Beach Road, request to exceed maximum square footage of detached accessory structures on a property. Variance request to exceed the maximum square footage of a detached accessory structure on rural residential zoned lot in the ETZ zone of the city of Dickinson. This property is located at 275 Palm Beach Road, Stable Estates. Does the city have anything to speak to this before we have the applicant?
Good morning, Board. The request is to exceed the maximum square footage by 208 square feet.
208. Okay.
Oh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Schneider. I own 275 Palm Beach Road.
And you're wanting to do a covered patio, is that my
Right. I was
understanding?
looking at buying one, a 12 by 20 from Costco, and my experience with them with the high winds, it would just blow away. So I decided to build this. It would look the same thing, but I would build it much stronger than the existing. What I didn't show on the graph is if I build it, I also will plant trees on the west, north and west, so it'd be hardly visible from any of the neighbors at all. Right now, it would not be visible from the south or east at all, the way the structure is. And then I would bring trees around, so it would hardly be ever noticeable to anybody.
Any questions? It looks like it's a pretty straightforward application with what you're planning to do, and it looks like you had Menards put together a
Right.
package for you for
Right.
what you're trying there. Any questions?
Also, in the last month, there was another structure that I tore down behind the other garages. There was another building there. I tore that down just this last month.
Was that included in the calculations on this, or the removal?
With working with the applicant, that was actually taken out, and it actually was more until he removed that.
Okay.
Since this, I've got a question, Mr. Since this was sent, has there been any other comments from the public?
I received one phone call of inquiry of what it was pertaining to.
Okay. Any concerns?
No.
Okay.
Sure. Question.
Okay.
Was this the property when they did this down here where they had a thing about the outbuildings already, or was that different?
This is that property, but with our findings is that there was nothing that was finalized in the development agreement to remove structures. It was talked about of removing accessory structures on the property with the development of the Stables addition, but there was nothing that was actually in the final documents to remove structures.
Did we do, I thought there was one where we allowed what was there to stay with no more structures permitted or unpermitted. Was this property or was it the one next to it?
I don't believe in this area that we've actually, there is no other, in the Stables addition itself,
Well, with this, we had one with these buildings when they were doing that stable.
okay, so with the ag property for the stables, so that would have been for that existing structure, I believe. Now that you say that, so this isn't for this lot, but it is for the other lot. So this lot is separate from that. So the plotting of the property, that was a condition of keeping existing structures on that site.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
yep. There's no issue with a structure in front of the house? I know in a lot of the new developments, you can't do a structure in front of the actual.
So when
Property.
we look at the front yard setback, the primary structure is set back quite a bit from the main
Yeah.
road. So we look at if they are behind that front yard setback, we allow those accessory structures because they're beyond the minimum setback.
Yeah, perfect, okay.
Any further questions? If hearing none, is there anybody else want to speak to this property? No? Okay. It's the board's wishes. Or any further clarifications or questions?
Mr. Chairman, I would move the City of Dickinson Board of Adjustments recommend approval of the variance to exceed the minimum square footage of detached structure under the condition that no other additional permitted or non-permitted structures are added in the future.
Okay, we have a motion
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that motion.
and a second. Is there any further discussion regarding this? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Burke?
Aye.
Mr. Bren?
Aye.
Mr. Ernst?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion passes. So with that, work with the city and get your permits and make it look good.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to public comments. Is there any public comments? Please state your name and
My name is Ethan Barr, and excuse me. Good morning, everyone. I live at 1237 44th Avenue West in Dickinson, and I know I have filed a Board of Adjustment recently, but the reason I came today because I had to file it on Friday. It's for a fence, so I came today to. The reason I came early and before I knew it would be on the agenda is because it's for a fence, and I can show you everything if I'm allowed to and however, but I was told that I could go up to the property line, not a big deal. That's why we decided to buy the house to make a bigger yard. Anyways, when the fence contractor put in the permit, they told me 15 feet back, and then I called and they said 10 feet back, and then I called again, and because that's not what they told me, otherwise we wouldn't have bought the property. Anyways, so I'm understand that there is a process to do everything. I'm totally understand that, but the fact is they're supposed to start tomorrow, and I had the 3 months to go through this, but I was told by the city that I'm good to go until the permit was filed. So I don't really have the time, because if I didn't if I'm not able to get this started this week, or, you know, if it got pushed off a week is one thing, but if I don't, then I'm off till next year. I got kids. It's also curbing and all the things, the grass that I won't be able to do this year. But I have all the information on what I'm looking for is to put on this 12th Street West, was to put my fence on the property line along the sidewalk. All the visions, I'm 60 plus feet from the intersection on one end, and then over 60 feet from the driveway of the people to the apartments. They're not apartments, but like townhouses to the west of me. I tried to get ahead of the game. Like I said, I understand there's a process, but I just don't have the time, because I would have already had this done, because I actually had like a 2-month lull before the fence guy could come, and I would have had no problem doing this and doing the right thing.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, if you could, so unfortunately, because there's not an actual agenda item on the agenda, the Board of Adjustments can't take any action on a specific item that's not on the agenda.
Okay.
What I would recommend is give me a call. I'll get
Okay.
you my cell phone number as soon as we're off of this, and we will address this morning. I'll
Okay.
make sure all things are cleared up and that there is no more confusion going forward. I think sometimes, though, there are circumstances where when you're in the process of buying a home, there's certain things stated, and that's just unfortunate. We've been trying to work with the realtors in town to make sure that we're cleaning up some of these communications and some of those kind of things, so.
Yes, sir.
But we'll address this quickly. That doesn't mean we're going to take action on allowing you to do whatever you want, though, so.
No, I mean, I understand that you guys still have to sign off on it. It was just, and actually it was the city of Dickinson that told me. It wasn't even the realtors that kept anything from me, because before I bought the house, I talked to people at the city that said, oh, because it's a weird lot, because it is a weird corner, we've never dealt with this, so yeah, you're good there. And then I called again, because I got a permit for a shed that I just put on, and I double checked, because he first then told me at that point that it was wrong. Oh, no, you have to go this far. Well, then I called, I'm like, wait, no, you told me 3 inches. And then he's like, oh, looked again. Yeah, you're good, 3 inches, but this is where you got to have your shed. Well, and then here we are. So like I said, I do understand there's processes. I just had to try my best. I do have signatures even, because I know the process too is to whatever. So I even have the people around, the people that own the properties around me, signatures and everything, hoping that, a long shot that could make the process go quicker. So I'll try to do my due diligence to do the right thing, but kind of just feel a little taken advantage of, especially all the hard-earned money I spent on a brand new house. So a little frustrating, especially because I would have done the right thing, but I didn't get the chance to. So,
Okay.
but
We'll meet right after this.
okay, thank you. Appreciate
All
you
right.
guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Any other business before us?
It looks like there will not be a meeting next month. Our deadline, I believe, is this Thursday, and we haven't received anything to date. If there is something, obviously, we'll update you.
Okay. Thank you. Anything from the board?
Move to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
We stand adjourned.